Steelers fans, make sure to tune in to this week's live show on Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and you are not going to want to miss this week's show because we have a special promotion here on the channel this week where every 50 subscribers that we get on the channel here up until the end of Steelers Live on Thursday, we are going to add an egg to the total where Producer Chugs is going to smash an egg on the top of my head. So if you want to see my head get smashed with some eggs, go ahead and click that subscribe button right now. Welcome into Steelers Talk, Yinzers. We got a great slate of Steelers news and rumors to cover today. Mel Kiper Jr. came out with his latest mock draft. I will reveal who he has the Steelers taking in just a second. GM Omar Khan spoke at the NFL Scouting Combine today, had some very interesting answers on some big-name Steelers players. And then Kenny Pickett, he posted something on Twitter indicating that he wants the Steelers to draft Jordan Addison. And then also yesterday, the Steelers added an edge rusher to the roster. I'll reveal who that is at the end of the show. So let's just jump right in to the Mel Kiper 2.0 mock draft here. He released it this morning. Very interesting pick for the Steelers and somebody that he has had connected to the Steelers for quite a while now. Cornerback from Penn State, Joey Porter Jr. You look at him, he is somebody that's a very, very highly thought of prospect at the cornerback position this year. Number 12 on the consensus big board. Pro Football Focus has him at number 21. He had a pretty darn good PFF grade last year, 243rd in the country at 73.2. I really like him as a prospect. I'll get into my scouting report on him in just a second, but let's talk a little bit about what Mel Kiper said on this pick. I'm sticking with this pairing from January with Porter projected to the team that drafted his father in the third round back in 1999. Even if free agent Cam Sutton returns, the Steelers could use a corner with the 6'2" Porter next on my board. He didn't allow a single touchdown in coverage last season, and then he goes on to say, and quarterbacks averaged just 3.7 yards per attempt when he was the nearest defender in coverage. While I would like to see him come down with more interceptions, he had 1 in 30 college starts. He broke up 11 passes last season, so the ball skills are there. Pittsburgh is another team that likely will be hoping one of the top offensive tackles drops here. So I don't mind this pick whatsoever from Mel Kiper. I think that Joey Porter Jr. is a very good prospect, and here are the things that all the people in the draft media really love about Joey Porter Jr. He's got great size at 6'2", 196 pounds. That's pretty much what you look for in a number 1 lockdown cornerback in the National Football League. He's got extremely long arms. I'm very excited to see what his measurements come in at the NFL Combine. He's also going to test super fast. He might be running in the 4.3s. Apparently, he's going to be running in the low 4.3s is what his trainer has been saying. I'll believe that when I see it, given his size. But if he runs that fast, man, he's going high. And then he's got some big-time strength, and he uses that strength to really make receivers and running backs feel him when he hits them. He is an extremely hard hitter. You cannot throw a screen pass to his side of the formation because he is going to blow it up. He's just a really tough cat to block if you're a wide receiver. And then some of the things that I don't personally love on his film is that he does get a bit grabby. There's quite a few holding penalties, defensive pass interferences, and I think this is something that can be taught out of him. I don't think this is a deal breaker by any means, but it is something to keep tabs on. And then also he needs to get more polished in his man coverage ability. He can get lost sometimes against really good route runners. Hopefully he can develop that area of his game. And then also his zone instincts in zone coverage are not that great either. And then he doesn't have the best ball skills. Like Mel Kiper said in his little article there, he's only had 1 interception in 30 college starts. I mean, that's not fantastic, guys. And I really think that he's not somebody that's going to be getting a bunch of interceptions. If anything, he's going to be somebody that's going to be a monster in the run game. He's going to be somebody that's really good in coverage, really good in press. But, I'm not sure if he's going to be an interception machine like a Christian Gonzalez or an Emmanuel Forbes at the next level. So go ahead and grade this pick from Mel Kiper Jr. for me right now. This is the pinned comment on today's video. So whenever you get an ad break here on the show, go into the comment section, find that pinned comment. It'll be right there at the top. Answer today's question with a grade, A, B, C, D, or F. For me, I'm going to give it an A-. I really like Joey Porter Jr. as a prospect. I think that, with the family ties and the family pedigree, bringing back a former Steelers son would be absolutely fantastic. I'm going to give this one an A-. So GM for the Steelers, Omar Khan, was in Indy today at the Combine talking with the media, and he had some very interesting answers to some of their questions on guys like Cam Sutton, Alex Highsmith. We're going to get into all of it right now, starting with Alex Highsmith and the potential of getting a deal done. This is what he had to say. I think you guys know our history. We have a young up-and-coming player. You know we don't like to let those guys go. So there's been speculation that an Alex Highsmith extension has been coming and has been in the works for weeks now. Pretty much Khan, he confirmed that at the Combine this week, and I would still think that Alex Highsmith, I've been saying it all offseason, guys, he's going to get extended. There's some talk of him getting traded, some rumors out there in the media. I don't think that's going to come to fruition. It's not really the Steelers' style to trade away a young up-and-coming player like Alex Highsmith, and if an extension does come to pass, his expected market value is 2 years and at least $17 million, but something tells me it might be a little bit more than that. It might even get up to like the 18, maybe even $19 million range. I guess we'll have to see on that front, but I hope it doesn't necessarily break the bank for the Steelers moving forward. So if you want Alex Highsmith to get extended this offseason, go ahead and like the video. This is a fantastic, free, and easy way for you guys to support the channel. If you guys are already subscribed, you can go ahead, like the video. It pushes this video out to other Steelers fans that might enjoy our content. So now let's get into what Omar had to say about Cam Sutton. This is what he had to say about potentially bringing him back to the black and gold. We think very highly of Cam, and conversations have commenced, and you know we see where it goes. Just like all other free agents, you know, everything's on the table. So it seems like the Steelers really do like Cam Sutton. He can play inside. He can play outside. He's a very versatile corner. I would say he's probably a top 30 corner in the National Football League. Wouldn't call him a true number one corner, though. So hopefully the Steelers don't have to break the bank to bring him back. You see what the Steelers are looking at right now. Not a whole lot. William Jackson III probably getting cut. Levi Wallace was on and off. Ahkello Witherspoon dealt with injuries last year. So cornerback is a huge question mark for the Steelers going into 2023. If they don't bring back Cam Sutton, there's definitely even more question marks. So this is what his expected market value is. 3 years, $12 million. Now, that's a lot of money, right? The Steelers have a very expensive defense. They're going to be probably paying Alex Highsmith a massive extension. So you're going to be paying Highsmith a lot of money, Watt a lot of money, Fitzpatrick a lot of money. You got a lot of big contracts on this defense, and are you really willing to pay this kind of money to someone that's not a true cornerback one? Let me know in the comments section right now and predict for me. Will the Steelers re-sign Cam Sutton during the 2023 offseason? Type Y if you think yes, or type N if you think no. Given Khan's comments, I am going to type Y for yes on this question. I think that Cam Sutton is somebody that's a pivotal player in the Steelers secondary. I think Khan and Sutton are going to make a deal. He's going to be a Steeler in 2023. All right, so now he also talked about Mitch Trubisky, and he had this, and Omar had to say, Mitch has been awesome since the day he got here. How he's been with Kenny has been great, and you know I want Mitch around. So he definitely didn't confirm that Mitchell Trubisky is for sure going to be back, but he did say that he wants him to be back. So it seems like the Steelers want to get an extension done with Mitchell Trubisky this offseason. And the thing with Mitch, guys, is I think that the big thing for him is that he's going to have to take an extension to lower that cap hit, because man, that $10.65 million cap hit for a backup quarterback is pretty big next year, and I don't think the Steelers want to pay that. I think they're trying to figure something out with Mitch right now to make him the backup for the next couple of years, and then, you know, also move down that cap hit a little bit to help the Steelers in 2023. So now let's shift to what Kenny Pickett had to say about his former college teammate Jordan Addison on Twitter yesterday, where he posted out a dog emoji, and then along with Addison's Twitter handle there, and then he also it was a quote tweet of something that I think it was ESPN brought out that was like a highlight reel almost of Jordan Addison going into the Combine. So it really does seem like that he is advocating for Jordan Addison going into the offseason, and I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if he is telling the Steelers brass that he wants them Cleveland that take Jordan Addison with their first pick of the draft this year, number 17 overall. Obviously, these guys already have chemistry. Obviously, Jordan Addison is a fantastic player, and I think that he would fit in pretty well with what the Steelers already have, right? My comp for him is actually Deontay Johnson. He's a little taller than Deontay, but the skill set's very similar. So, the question is, do you really want to bring in somebody with a similar skill set? Then, of course, you got George Pickens. Maybe you bring back Steven Sims. And, of course, Calvin Austin III coming back from injury coming up in 2023. So I think the Steelers are pretty set at wide receiver, which is why I just don't think the Steelers are going to use this first pick, this crucial first pick of their draft in 2023 on a wide receiver. I really think they're going to use this pick on somebody in the trenches, either on offense or on defense. They're going to try to go get like a Brian Brzee or a Kalijah Kancey or a Broderick Jones, somebody in the trenches, because that's really what I think Omar Khan is going to be trying to do with the Steelers this offseason. Maybe wide receiver in the later rounds, but I just don't see it in the first round, guys. So let me know in the comment section right now. Should the Steelers draft Jordan Addison 17th overall? Because you're going to have to use the 17th overall pick if you want to get him. So type hell yes or hell no in the comment section right now. I know there's going to be a lot of fiery takes in the comment section with this one. So last bit of Steelers news here for you. The Steelers signed outside linebacker backup Jameer Jones yesterday. He was with the team last year. Didn't play a whole lot, but they did bring him back on a one-year, $940,000 contract. Yeah, sorry, I said that right. So it's a solid signing. He's a backup. It is what it is. He's somebody that has been in the culture. He's a good culture guy. He's a good locker room guy. Probably not going to hit the field unless you absolutely need him to. He's also a pretty decent special teams guy, by the way. But overall, not too much of an impact here. But I wanted to mention it at the end of the show. All right, guys. Here is your reminder here that for every 50 subscribers that we get here on the channel by the end of Steelers Live on Thursday, if we are going to add one egg to the total. Producer Chugs is going to just smash my head with as many eggs as you guys count up here. So smash that subscribe button right now so we can put as many eggs as possible on my head on Thursday.